everyone, this is Chris. Thank you for joining me. In today's video, I'm going to show you how you can optimize your punch holes, or it can also be your dies, but today is more about punch holes, but you can adapt it to your dies in a very easy way. It's just to make more for your money. So, of course, punches are made to either make holes or cut out some shapes. So I've got a few examples here of shapes. Whatever the shapes are, there are millions of punch holes there, but they're quite expensive. And honestly, I don't have that many. I usually prefer having dies because I think they're less expensive and they don't take as much space, because this is not one of the biggest and it's already very big. So this is why it's my personal preference. But I do understand, and I admit that punches are quick to do, quick to use. You guys take them out. It's easier sometimes to use than a cutting machine, and not everybody has a cutting machine. So normally they just punch shapes out, whatever the size and whatever the shape. So this is not only what you can use. You can now optimize them by using these decorations, these punches, to do some decorations on your cards. And I have an example here. This is a very, very simple one, but look at this. Of course, you can use the cutouts, like I've used here, two little hearts, and I've used a ribbon here, and I've put some, I hope you'll be able to see that, some little hearts that I folded in half, and then I use something that I don't really like. Usually it's glitter glue, because it takes a lot of time to dry. I put my fingers everywhere, but it gives some dimension, because it's kind of, you see that it's not regular. You have some crunches here and there, or just a big blob, but I think it's sometimes quite nice to use on this card because there's a little bit of a shiny glitter to it. And here I've got something in 3-dimension. I've also put some glitter glue inside my hearts, but this is one way to do it. Here are other ways. So first, let me show you one of the first way that you can use them. And this is one way. So you can do this with any kind of shape you wish. It doesn't matter. I'm going to show you this example with a flower shape. I don't have small round punches, so I'm going to do with what I have. You could do this with a heart as well. So I've got my little flower here, and usually when I use a hole punch, I use it upside down. I want to see where I'm going. So I'm going to leave a little gap here, and I'm going to start punching. And I can also, when I do this, I can see where I just stopped, and I can kind of eyeball to make it, you know, kind of the same space between each flower. And of course, I'm not going to throw my flowers away. They'll be useful in another project. So I'm going to stop here. I'm going to cut there. You can do it much longer if you wish. I'm going to leave a little gap. I'm going to cut on top. So of course, this is just an example, so take your time with this. You can cut here a bit closer to your flower if you want to. And then I'm going to use a ribbon. So you can use organza ribbon, or whatever the fabric is, it doesn't matter. Let me take the other side here. And then you're just going to go up and down into your holes here. You could do this directly onto your card if you want to have it down, because since this is not deep, you can't do it in the middle of your card unless you have a die, which also can be done with a die. So that's what I was saying. You can replace the punches or the idea with some dies. Let me put it back through here. That's good. Now I'm going to, I should have made another one. You know, I'm going to stop here actually. Let me stop here. Yeah, I'm just going to stop there. Right. Then just a little dab of glue on the back. You can use double-sided tape if it's strong enough. I'm just using regular glue here, putting it right up to the edge. That's what having a little margin is better. So you've got some place to glue it down. Oops, that was a bit too small in my example here. But there you go. You've got something really nice that you can use, and of course if it was longer, that one was much longer, you can use this on a card. Imagine that you maybe have 2 more ranks here, and that's just nice. I didn't color this part. Of course, you can use pattern paper, you can use color paper, or you can ink it up so you have the colors you wish. But I think it's nice because you can put it wherever you want on your card. You can put it in the middle, put a stamp on top, and a sentiment on the bottom. You can use it on the bottom. You really can put it everywhere. You could also put it on the side. That's really easy to do. So that's one way to use your punches. We're going to use here only the holes. And of course, your flowers, you're not going to throw them away. You're going to use, if you didn't use pattern or colored paper, you're going to use your inks, and you're going to ink your flowers in the colors you wish. And you'll have them ready anytime you want. I usually do this in front of a TV show, you know, just to use up my scraps, and then I put them in a box so they're ready to go whenever I need them. I've got some flowers done, and that's it. That's one way. Okay, so this is done. And now I'm going to show you another very easy way too, is doing a little strip or a little banner like I've just done here. It's the same thing. I've punched out a few leaves already. You can do this with flowers, with butterflies. Again, you can adapt this with any kind of shapes you wish. Then again, you're going to take a ribbon. I might use something light. I like the, you know, this is organza, so it is translucent. I like that. I'm going to cut a piece there. Again, you can do it the length you want. Again, some glue, liquid glue, because I know it's going to hang on there really well. I would use maybe underneath some non-stick, you know, kitchen paper, so it's not going to stick on it. And I just put random leaves here and there. You can put one upside down if you want, every other leaf. I'm going to put this one here and another green there, not to have all the same colors next to each other. And then it's done. You've got a little banner, and when it's completely dry, you can put it on a card, and it's going to be lovely. Look at that. Let me take the same example here. This is a card that we've made together in one of my last videos. You can use your card this way too. Look at this, how nice. So these are more autumn colors that I've done here, but you could do the exact same thing with bright colors and flowers or butterflies. You can do 1 strip, or you can do 2 strips, or even 3 strips. Why not? It's going to be completely different. So it's another way to use up not only your scraps, but a different way to optimize your punch holes and maybe your dies as well. Another thing that sometimes you don't think about is when you use, for example, I'm going to use this one, this butterfly, and I'm going to cut it here. Of course, I'm not going to throw this away, but I'm just going to use this part again. It doesn't work with all these shapes sometimes because there's 2 big parts coming out, but this is going to be a stencil. Again, I'm going to put it there. I'm going to use an orangey color, and this is going to be my stencil. It's so easy. You don't have a butterfly stencil, but you have a punch hole, or you have a die. Well, you have just made yourself a very nice butterfly. That's great. That's easy. No fuss, no muss. 2 seconds. And again, you can use it and change the way you're going to put it down. You can put it this way on a card. Do a whole background with this. You could do several at a time if you punch more than 1 butterfly. Change colors. Look at that. Easy, right? Think about it too. Another idea. I don't know how many ideas I've done here, but let me show you this one. I really like this one. Look at this. If you use that on a white background. This is not white, it's kind of yellowish, but look at how bright it is. And this is again organza, so it's translucent. You can see my finger through. So easy, the same thing. I'm going to do that again with butterflies. Let me cut this out. And use your scraps sometimes to do this, right? So I'm going to use that one. And again, I'm going to use it upside down. I'm going to leave myself a little margin. And I'm doing this very quickly, so take your time. I'm just going to do 3. I'm going to put this aside. A little gap here as well. Okay. Don't come too close if you're using this example. I'm using a thicker, a wider, ribbon here, and I'm just gonna put it, which is my nicer side. Yeah, I'm gonna put it on the back. So I'm just gonna see how I'm gonna cut it around here. You can cut it after if you feel more comfortable. Again, a little bit of glue here on the sides. A little bit here just to make it secure. You apply your ribbon on top. Oops. Of course, it's seeping through. Oh my goodness. I think I've got glue all over my hands now. And there you go. You've got yourself a nice little kind of banner or just something you can see through. And look how nice it goes on here. Just trim it down so it's the size of your card and see how nice. And again, you can put it wherever you want. You can make it longer and put it on this side. What you can do here, because I've put just one ribbon of one color, but you could do, with the same idea, you could use, if you have different ribbons like this in different colors, do one butterfly orange, one pink one green one. That's just an example. How easy is this? And again, you could use this with another color on top. I think it would be nicer, but it's just the idea. You can change things, you can adapt things to your own tastes. Now let me show you something else using this same example. I have cut out the butterflies, okay? I've got 3 butterflies here. So now what I can do is take my butterflies, I'm going to put them here. Where's my other one? I just had, oops, it's there. I'm going to ink that one, these 3 ones again, and I'm going to ink them with different colors. So I'm going to put one in blue. I love these little dabbers. One in blue. I'm going to use one in green. And I'm really doing something very quickly here, and I'm going to use one in orange. Any color will do for this. You can make them all the same color as well. All right. Then I'm going to fold them in half, like so. All right, the same thing here. And again, you can use hot glue if you want to. Yeah, maybe gonna use hot glue for this, but be careful, it's gonna seep through. So maybe put some parchment paper on the back, otherwise it's gonna get stuck to your paper. This is too much. I'm gonna take out of that with my other butterfly. And I'm gonna put this one here, just on top. And this one here. And same thing there. All right, take all these glue strings out. I want to cut this away. And look at that. You've got the same thing. You've got 2-in-1 here. You've used the same background, but then you've put some butterflies on top. So you do have a lot of dimension. It still fits in a card because you can flat them out, but they will stay in place. They will have this dimension later on. And again, put that on the card. So again, you can do this tone on tone, or you can change the color of the butterfly, and you can change the background of the butterflies. See how many options you have here. This is just great. I love that. I like using cards this way too. That's really nice. And you could do this individually. You could cut them out if you really wanted to. And maybe we would put one here, one there on each corner of your card. That would be nice as well. It's a bit too big. I should probably trim them down a little bit to make them nice. Or you can also round the corners. Why not? Look at that. That could be nice. Another idea. Let me put it this way. One here and one there. See that? And maybe another one in the middle. Oops. Let's do that. And maybe another one there. I would color the front side. This is a bit too big. I wouldn't leave this color just bold like this, or not this color. I would put another color. But see how nice it looks? And you can still put a sentiment somewhere, or just take this one out, put your sentiment in the middle. I mean, there's so many options. Leave them as is. I have the same one that I've done here previously, or you can separate them if you really want to. Really, many ideas on how to use it. Other kinds of presentation. I also have this one. I think I already showed. Did I already show you this one? This one, I think so. I'll cut it out if I think I showed that before. Yes, I did. So you just put some leaves on or flowers onto a ribbon. I think I showed you this one. I've done the same thing with a butterfly with another color, which are really nice. And you see, you can put, I didn't do it maybe enough, but you can put one butterfly on one side, one facing the other side, the other way, so it's not all too regular. That could be an option. Here you can put one leaf looking down, one leaf looking up. And for this one, what I have done, let me take my scrap piece here. So you need 2 strips of paper, actually. So I'm going to cut, first I'm going to, yeah, I think I'm going to use the same one, or maybe, where is my, I'm going to use flowers maybe. I'm going to use flowers. So I'm going to, again, punch out some flowers. Try to be a bit more even than what I'm doing right now. Another one there. Cut a strip. Again, you can make it wider. You can double it up if you want to. And what I'm going to do, you're supposed to have another strip exactly. It would be better that is from the the same size, obviously. You try to cut it a little better. All right. There you go. See, it's really fast. And from the one behind, the one that doesn't have the holes, what I'm going to do here, and you can use, again, pattern paper or just a bold color paper. I'm going to use, I think I'm going to go back with some blue. I'm going to ink that piece off. So in this example, what I've done is I've colored the background with just one single color, but you can change that. So I can use one color here. I'm going to use maybe some orange next to it. I'm not really paying attention where my flowers are going to fall on this design. You could be more cautious if you really wanted one color per flower. And then I'm going to use some green. Oops. And I think I'm going to end up with some pink. All right. Okay, I'm doing this again very fast. Now what I'm going to do is put this on top, you glue it down, and look at this. You've got, and if you change the place, you're going to have mixed colors into your flowers. And it's, again, another way, of course, you glue them together. And then it's another way to decorate a card. Trim it down to the size of your card, and look at this. Again, you can put it on the bottom if you want to. And it's really nice. Again, I would color this up with maybe the same colors or something, maybe a lighter color, something neutral, maybe some, I don't know, light, a very light color, I would guess I would use on top. So you can still, it can still match with the colors underneath. But isn't that another way to use it? A fun way to use up your stuff. And especially here, your punch holes. So again, let me put this all together. You have this example I have here. You've got the same one here with leaves, but in just one color. And you can see I didn't put the same quantity of ink everywhere, so it looks different for each leaf. I've got this one here, and you have the same with the butterflies on top. That still look a little different. You have the stencils. You have a little banner like this, or garland. I like to call them garlands. And I really like this one with the butterflies. What else do I have? Oh yes, and I've got these two as well. So how many different things do we have here? So that's probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different examples with just the same hole punches. You can do this with one punch if you don't have many. Look at that. Every time it's going to be different. You can just change the color of your ribbon and it's going to look different. And even if you have big ones, you can do that exactly the same way. This one is a bit longer, but it's the same color. You just need some ribbons, obviously, but if you don't have ribbons, you could also use a strip of paper. You don't have ribbons, you don't have organza, use a very thin piece of paper and it will do the trick. It will not see-through, but it will still work. Like this, you could use a strip of paper instead of using some ribbons. The same thing here, you can use pattern paper on the back as well. So there you go. Please, if you have other ideas, just write in the comment description below. I'll try to put them into a video. Don't forget to give me some thumbs up for this video because it helps my channel. And subscribe if you haven't yet. And welcome for all the new subscribers. Hit the bell button to get all the notifications. And also share on social medias, on Pinterest, on Facebook, Instagram, wherever you go. Yes. Thank you so much. Take care and see you soon. Bye-bye.